Hey y'all, welcome to Pleiadian Point of View. I'm Peyton with Peyton Energetics, and I'm a Pleiadian channel and starseed coach. So in today's video, the P's wanted to talk to us a little bit about our spiritual progress. So if you are on your spiritual path, you have probably been doing your spiritual work for quite a while at this point. Most of us in the spiritual community have really been doing this work for quite a long time. And so one thing that can happen is we can hit certain walls in our progress where we feel like, sure, a few things have gotten better, but we still have a couple major issues that don't seem to have resolved. So the P's wanted to chat with us a little bit about this in today's video to explain a little bit how the healing process actually works. Because understanding this can help you keep from spinning your wheels, from getting stuck and doing the same thing over and over without getting any results. So today they're going to be talking to us about the healing onion and how our spiritual healing and ascension process works from an energetic level. But before we dive into talking about our spiritual healing journey, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button if you haven't done that yet. Now, if you are someone who has been on your spiritual path for a while, and you probably are if you're watching this video, then you may have noticed that certain things in your life have gotten much better since you started your spiritual journey. But you probably also noticed that there are a few things that haven't budged. No matter how much you learn, how much you meditate, how much you do your healing work, you probably still have a couple areas that just aren't shifting. So what is going on here? So in energy healing work, we tend to talk about healing as being like an onion. It is a process that we move through in layers. So unfortunately, we don't heal everything at one time. And this is one of the reasons why we tend to see issues in our life, especially those really troubling ones that just keep popping up. We tend to see them coming up over and over again. And one of the reasons for this is that many of the things that we are healing in this lifetime exist at multiple energetic layers. So where we all start out with is that outer layer of the onion. And this is what we can think of as our individual stuff, right? All of that wounding and traumas and limiting beliefs that we've picked up in this individual lifetime. So as we are working on this individual layer of our healing journey, special tools go with this layer. And these are the tools that most of us are pretty familiar with, right? This is what we have learned from our teachers, from those classes that we've taken. It's how to do our basic individual healing. So individual tools include things like your shadow work, like your healing work, like doing healings and releasing trauma and baggage from parallel lifetimes. These are some of the things that go with that individual layer of healing. Now, an interesting thing happens. After we have been doing this work for a number of years, most of us have kind of done the bulk of our personal healing work. And at this point, if you have been working for years on your spiritual journey and really doing your energetic work, now, very important caveat here, when we talk about doing our healing work, we're talking about having tools to actually move energy. There's a very big difference between having knowledge and having actual practical tools. If you are actually doing your energy work, that shadow work, that healing work, then what you'll notice after a couple of years is you've kind of completed that layer. Now, this isn't to say that we are ever done. Of course, we are never done. Even as souls, we're never done. But as the P's like to say, at a certain point, most of us have completed a lot of the individual layer of the onion. So what happens is we're ready for the next level of healing. Now, as we move through these different layers of healing, we need different tools. So the tools that work on our individual level issues don't work when we move to the next layer of the onion. Now, we often think of the next layer of the onion as being global energies. And the P's have been talking about this in recent videos. You may hear these referred to as global templates, planetary energies. And all this is referring to is the next layer of the energetic onion. And a lot of us in the spiritual community who have been doing our work for years now are working at this layer of the onion. But an interesting thing happens as we are ready to move to the next layer of our healing journey. It's you start to be very aware of what hasn't cleared up. So, as you started your individual work, if you think back to the very beginning of your spiritual journey, if you are anything like me, you may have been a hot mess and had so many issues, so much trauma to work through. And as you have used your spiritual tools for a couple of years, you notice that a lot of that has resolved. So, when you want to know whether you're ready for your next level of healing, a good question to ask yourself is, what hasn't responded to my individual level tools? Because, as I like to tell my starseed clients, if you have done the tools that I've been teaching you for about 6 months to a year, you will have moved through most of your individual issues. And so, what happens is we look to see what hasn't corrected itself. Where are you still having major issues in your life? Because what those show you, if those issues haven't responded to your healing tools, and this is where most of us are finding ourselves right now, right? Where a lot of stuff has gotten better, but we just can't shake that one thing or that couple of things. And of course, these tend to be the big things, the things that we most want to change in our life. So if you find those couple of issues that don't respond, even though you've been doing all your healing work and using all your tools that your teachers have taught you, what you are seeing is you're ready for the next level of healing because you're seeing what didn't respond to your individual level tools. And all that means is those are bigger energies. So, what you're seeing after you've spent several years doing your individual healing work, and it may not take you several years, we are moving much, much faster these days than we did, say, 5 or 6 years ago. But you do have to spend some time clearing the individual level problems, the individual level issues. It's that first layer of the onion. You can't get to the inside until you clear the outside. So when you start to notice that you've made a lot of progress, but you're hitting a couple issues that just don't seem to budge, what that tells you is you're dealing with bigger energies. That is your clue that you're running into planetary energies, global energies. And you can think of these energies as massive planetary programs. It's almost like a massive collective contract. And some of these are so big and so dense that they have affected every human that has ever lived on this planet, has been trapped by certain of these 3D planetary energies. So when you move to this level of the healing process where you're starting to work on planetary energies, you need bigger tools. That's why these issues in your life didn't respond to your individual level tools. If it was an individual level energy, it would have resolved as you spent all those months with your individual healing tools. So, what we start to see when we're ready to move to the next level of the healing journey is we look to see what hasn't resolved. Okay, so what are those 2 or 3 major things that haven't resolved? And a lot of times, some of these massive planetary energies are things like lack of abundance, that survival fear, the financial enslavement template on this planet, the template of suffering. If it just feels like your entire life is based on suffering. And so many, unfortunately, of us have been working on that template. So what you see at this level is you need bigger tools because you've seen through your spiritual process and your spiritual journey that these issues haven't responded to the individual level tools. So we go through different levels of healing as we progress on our spiritual journey. We start to work on bigger and bigger energies. And so a lot of us right now are starting to move into, and if you're a starseed, you have probably been here for a while now, starting to work on planetary energies. And these are energies that take bigger tools because these are energies that touch every human to be born in a physical body. So these are massive energies, so you need massive tools. If you are trying to just continue to do your individual level tools on these planetary energies, it's like fighting a forest fire with a water gun. It isn't going to do a whole lot of good. Our individual tools aren't strong enough for the next layer of the onion. So this is something that the P's have started to talk a lot about, this next level of the onion that many of us are facing right now, which is wanting to start clearing at this next deeper level. So this is something to be looking for as you move through your healing journey and move along your spiritual journey, is to start just evaluating, okay, what has responded? What areas of my life have improved? That shows you where you have healed, where it has been successful. And I'll bet you will find so much of your hard work has really paid off, that you've cleared a lot of those little annoyances. Those little issues that used to bug you on a daily basis are probably getting very peaceful. You probably don't notice them. And when they do crop up, you're probably able to hold your vibration, to stay neutral with them. So then it's time to turn our focus to the next layer of the onion, which is planetary energies. And these are some of the tools that the P's are teaching now, is how to work with these bigger energies. And after we have completed working on our planetary energies, we move on to universal level energies, which are ones that go beyond even our earth plane existence. So as we get stronger, as we move up the vibrational scale, we can handle bigger energies. A couple years ago, we wouldn't have been strong enough to do anything with these energies, but now we are. But we have to have the proper tools to do that. So this is how we move forward on our healing journey. This is not a one-size-fits-all healing journey. So as we get bigger, as we get more expansive, raise our vibration, expand our consciousness, we start to work on bigger energies. And y'all, the cool thing when you start to work on these planetary and global level energies is you are clearing these very, very dense templates and energies for the entire human collective. For every human who will ever walk on this planet, you will be clearing the energy of suffering. You will be clearing the energy of financial enslavement. You will be clearing the energy of lack. You will be clearing the planetary template of aging and disease and toxicity. This is the level work we're doing now. And it is so exciting and it is so powerful. And y'all are totally ready to do this work. But it's very important for us to understand how the onion works, because we don't want to be spending years spinning our wheels trying to work on these issues with individual level tools. It's not going to work. If it was going to work after you have done your basic tools for a number of months, even a number of years, anything that's left over that hasn't responded is showing you it's a bigger energy, that it is a planetary template energy, or even one bigger than that, a universal energy. And you are completely ready to start tackling these energies. It's the next phase of our work. So the P's wanted to help us understand how this process actually works, so that we don't think that we're not getting it right, that we're doing it wrong, because our ego mind loves to chime in with all that helpful dialogue. But they wanted to help us understand how to recognize the different layers of the onion, because every layer requires different tools. Tools got to get bigger as the energies get bigger. So this is just to help you kind of figure out where you may be in this process, and wherever you are is perfect for you. So don't compare yourself to anyone else. We are all uniquely navigating this journey, but it's always helpful to kind of know what the landscape is so that you don't waste your time unnecessarily. So that is what the P's wanted to kind of help you understand today. And as always, if you want to learn how to work with all of these bigger energies, these planetary template energies and beyond, click the link in my bio to work with the P's one-on-one. And I hope this has helped you understand your healing journey a little better. And I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.